Good morning. This is Jason Dean coming at you live again for another Film Fanatic show. This is a little bit of a specialty show. I like to try to mix things up. Again, I've been away for over a week or so, so I haven't been able to do any videos, and now that I'm back, I'm able to kind of resume our normal schedule. So, yeah, I am this is a show I'm very excited, but I'm doing a show on I just wanted to talk about a movie that I am so excited about. I haven't been to the movies in quite a while. It's been, well, it's been kind of frustrating. I've been a little bit bummed out because I love the movie experience, and well, haven't really had the time to go, but I do. I mean, I have everybody's pretty busy doing their work and their lives, and things come up, and I have a pretty busy schedule, but yet I have the luxury of also having a very flexible schedule. So in a lot of ways, I can kind of create my own schedule, and it's very flexible that way. If I want to make a plan to do something, I can do that, and it's not that big of a deal. But I haven't been to the movies in a super long time, and I've been really bummed out by it because, again, it's one of my favorite things to do in general. I was just thinking the other day, what was the last movie that I saw in the theater? And I was like, holy shit, it's been a while. And the last movie that I realized that I saw in the movie was the first Omen, which was the Omen prequel that came out. I think it was in the springtime of this year, 2024. Uh, Geez, so it's been months. It's been at least 3 months since I've seen a movie in the theater, and that's really sad and pathetic compared to how it used to be, where I used to, go to the movies almost every weekend. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I just feel like there hasn't been there. I've been one movie I wanted to see, but I haven't seen. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it, to be honest. And I've seen a couple of the trailers for it, and on one hand, I was like, "That looks, amazing," and on the other hand, I was really disappointed with how it looked. And that was Furioso, the latest installment for the Road Warrior franchise, directed by George Miller. Have not seen that yet. I had plans to see it, and then the plans fell apart. I wasn't. I'm kind of on the fence about seeing it. I am and I'm not. It's very weird because I'm a huge fan of that franchise. And but the movie I'm that this show is going to be about is the new Ty West movie Maxine. It just opened. Today's Tuesday, and I believe it opened this past weekend. And I am a huge fan of the franchise. Today's show is going to be basically talking about Maxine and the franchise that was created by Ty West and also Mia Goth. So Maxine is a movie that it's probably the most anticipated movie. The other movie, it's a tough call. The other movie that I'm really excited to see, super pumped to see, which comes out I believe next month, is the new Alien movie directed by Fede Alvarez, Alien Romulus. I'm super. I might be even more excited to see that movie, but I have to see that movie in the theater, and I have to see Maxine in the theater. The other movie that I'm really excited, and it doesn't come out to until December, which I think is going to be amazing, is the new Robert Eggers movie. His telling of the Nosferatu tale, his imagining of that classic story. So I'm really excited about that, but that's not coming out till Christmas. So, it's been disappointing as far as things to look forward to as far as movies go. But Maxine is right up there. I think the trilogy that was created by Ty West, with X being the first one, and then the sequel being Pearl, and then the third one, Maxine, which again I think just opened. Today's Tuesday, and it just came out, I believe, on Friday. And I saw one trailer for it, and it looks just amazing. And kind of had to peep around and check out what some people were saying about the movie. And from what I have garnered from checking out a little bit of some of the reviews that are out there, is that this movie is pretty amazing, pretty incredible, and just a really high end, top shelf horror movie, and a really great kind of conclusion to this trilogy. And Ty West is a director that I've been familiar with for a very long time. I have been following his career for a long time. The first movie I saw of his was a movie from quite a few years ago, The House of the Devil. Very cool indie horror movie, kind of similar. I've had friends say it's very similar to Rosemary's Baby, which it does have an influence, of course. How can you not? If you're making horror films that deal with the occult, or things of that nature, it's hard not to be influenced by that movie. It's one of the greatest movies of Polanski's career. But it's an iconic movie. But the House of the Devil, I think, is very much influenced by that. But it's its own thing. And that was the first Ty West movie that he directed that I had seen. And I've seen he's a real interesting director. He'll most of his movies are horror movies. He's also done westerns. He's done many different kinds of movies, but they're mostly in the horror genre. And a few years back, when it was announced that there was this new movie called X that was coming out, I saw a couple of reviews of it on YouTube by that was two different YouTube guys that I generally watch, and they were talking about this movie X that had just come out. It came out a few years back, and I had never didn't hear anything about it up until then. And they were saying that this movie is like really good, like really really good, one of the best things that they had seen. And I remember watching a little bit of these little reviews, and then I just shut it off. I went into this movie totally cold. I didn't know anything about it. I knew it was a horror movie, and I knew it was a Ty West movie, I like, again, I like Ty West quite a bit. He's a great director, and so that was the only information that I knew about that movie. So I talked to a few friends about going to see it, and we went into it totally cold. And I was completely blown away by that movie. I just thought it was amazing. It was like a great kind of homage to like the classic slasher genre, which is my favorite genre in the world of horror. And the conclusion of X, I was just blown away. The thing that I loved about it was that it was, paid tribute. It was like a kind of a homage to the classic genre of the slasher film, which is my favorite genre of all time. It was, and it had definitely it was very gritty. It had a dirty kind of dirty rawness to it, which I loved. Beautifully directed. Was made to feel, and it was kind of a period piece, like set in the 70s, so it just had such a great feel. It was very much really influenced, I think, by Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of the greatest movies ever made. But yet it was its own thing. It wasn't like a ripoff, in a bad way. But it was great. It was so great, and I was just blown away. And then the second movie came out, Pearl, which I just think again is about which almost is like a prequel, acts as a prequel to the story. If anybody out there watching this video has not seen any of these movies that I'm talking about, I highly can't recommend these movies enough. I just think they're incredible. Both movies, they're both so very different. Pearl being very very different from X, but essentially that movie is a prequel to one of the main characters in the movie who is essentially the killer. And this movie or these movies were definitely, it was my introduction to the genius of Mia Goth, who I just think is the best actress around right now. She's incredibly beautiful, incredibly smart, brilliant, and she actually is so heavily involved with these movies. She has been a co-writer, co-producer. Maxine, the new one that just came out, I believe she actually produced the movie herself, and she co-wrote, I think, some of the script on Pearl. And she plays multiple roles in these movies. She's such an extraordinary actress. And I've seen lots of interviews with her. She just seems really cool and really smart and independent and very strong and just great. And I just think it's one of the coolest things the coolest developments that to see in the movie industry, because these movies are definitely kind of independent movies, but they're definitely indie horror movies, but they have this larger than life production value, especially Pearl. And it's so refreshing because it's been really disappointing, I think, overall as far as new releases go. But this trilogy, I just think, is probably amazing. I cannot wait to see Maxine. I'm hoping it's good. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see a matinee of it on uh, Thursday. So I have to see it, and I will be definitely doing a review for Maxine after I've seen it. So stay tuned for that. I just really wanted to talk about my anticipation for Maxine and kind of the state of where I've been as far as me going to the movies, which is, I hate saying it, but it's been a pretty rare thing, and it just feels funny. I feel like coming from me to be saying that or surprising. So, but really, really excited. It's playing really close by. It's playing at Flagship, so I'm gonna sneak into a daytime show on Thursday because I think I have time to do it. And so I will definitely be doing a review of it pretty close or right after. And so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I can't recommend. I was gonna go see it uh, actually today, but then some stuff changed, and I was gonna go with a friend, and they had not seen the first two movies. They have not seen X or Pearl, and that to me is a crime. Everybody out there should see these movies. They're just great. Mia Goth is the best, pure and simple right now. So yeah, I'm really really excited to see this movie. So I've heard a lot of good things, and I know what it's about, but then I don't know what it's about, and I want to go into this movie as cold as I can be, even though I know a little bit more about this, about what the story is and things. I still don't really know. I wish I knew even a little, but my anticipation was so big for this movie, or it is so big for this movie, that I couldn't help but kind of sneak, around and hear what people are saying about it. So very excited. So stay tuned for that future review of Maxine. So in the meantime, we will see you next time. Peace.